Okay, we are live. Okay. Hello, Dr. Sangeeta. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm good too. Okay. So actually, many are really worried and anxious during this COVID-19 crisis.
Mm-hmm.
We can see them, like when they post in the FB, LinkedIn, and social media. You can see everyone is a little anxious in a way. Okay, it's quite clear lah. Even sometimes when we talk, with our spouses, with our family, we can see like people are actually anxious. We
Yes.
can when I speak to my neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
we can see the anxiousness, right?
Mm.
So without a doubt, there is mental stress somewhat, and we all handle it differently. Some people tell more jokes, some people keep quiet, some people, they all handle it differently lah.
Differently, yes. They manage things
Okay.
differently. Yeah.
So today,
Mm-hmm.
just for all, thank you very much for coming in to this session.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me. It's a pleasure.
yes, thank you, Dr. Sangeeta. And let me just introduce you first before we
Mm-hmm.
go further. Dr. Sangeeta, she's actually an ardent advocate of mental health and actually has produced Malaysia's first mental health experiential conference.
Yeah.
Okay, she's also a member of the American Psychological Association (APA) and also a member of the Association of Psychological Educational Counselors of Asia Pacific, and she's also a licensed counselor.
Yes, with
All right,
Lembaga Counselor. Yes.
with Lembaga Counselor. All right, so she's qualified to speak today. All right.
Yes.
And so today she'll be sharing with us 5 tips to manage our mental health during this COVID-19 crisis. Over to you, Dr. Sangeeta.
All right. Thank you so much for having me today. And
You're
hello, everyone.
welcome.
Again,
Hello.
welcome. And I'm glad that you brought up this issue about mental health because it's been there, it's out there, but people don't really see it.
Yeah.
Because when they don't see what's happening inside, they think it's not valid, therefore it won't happen to them. So
Right.
the 5 tips that I'm going to share for your mental well-being. Okay, first and foremost, this is
Mhm.
what I say to every of my participants or anyone that
Right.
I meet. Nothing personal.
Okay.
Okay,
What do you mean by that?
okay, we have to understand that we are all different. All right,
Okay.
when we are different, the way we communicate, the way we listen, the way we do things are different. Okay, once so when, for example, if now I'm communicating with you and we are both different in terms of personality, you might
Okay.
say some words that for me it doesn't make sense, or for me it's
Okay.
quite rude. All
Okay.
right, so therefore when we have this nothing personal as our mantra, it
Okay.
helps us to understand that it's from you, it's nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
therefore I reduce the conflict between both of us. All
Okay.
right, and
Okay.
therefore I create or manage my mental wellness better.
Okay.
Right, so the
Mm-hmm.
first thing you have to understand is nothing personal, because
Okay.
imagine if everyone say this and that and this and that, end of
Mm-hmm.
the day you put everything inside of you and it will burden you.
Okay.
you know
So
okay.
what you're saying is people can say anything they want. They might be
Yeah.
angry or they might be saying it in a sad way, but
Yeah.
it's just them. It's not you, right? Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that is
Okay.
where I'm going to go to the second. All right,
Okay.
tips will be 3-second pause.
Mm.
Okay, for example, if
Okay.
I get a reply or someone communicate to me negatively, or say something that for me it doesn't make sense, right?
Okay.
So the three
Okay.
second pause is very important. Okay, why?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
first
Mm.
you need to reflect towards that
Okay.
statement. Okay.
Okay.
Secondly, you react to that statement. Whether do you want to react positively or you want to react negatively, or you just want to
Mm-hmm.
stay quiet. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
the reaction.
Okay.
So the 3-second pause is very important because it helps us to manage our emotion, all right,
Okay.
and the way we respond to that statement.
Okay.
got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the
Mm-hmm.
first point is the 3-second rule. Right?
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the next that I would like to share is socialize. You know, you
Okay.
still can, okay, you can't go out and meet your friends because,
Yeah.
due to this MCO, but you still
Right.
can socialize.
Right.
Compare this era and our grandparents' era, there's no telephone, there's no internet, there's no video call. So you
Mm.
still can socialize. I mean, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of online platform, WhatsApp, you can have group communication. You can go
Right.
crazy, you can go silly, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
But the moment someone respond, remember the 3-second rule, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because sometimes when you are too open and when
Yeah.
you just communicate,
Yeah.
words might come out. And if
Right.
that words trigger your own mental well-being, then
Right.
it's not. Then you see there's argument, there's anger, there's sadness, there's so many things.
Right.
So still socialize, call your
Mm-hmm.
friends, your
Mm-hmm.
family members, have video call like how we are doing right now.
Right. Right.
There's a lot of things that's out there because we
Okay.
are not we are not like a tree. We can just be at one place. We need to branch out, we need to move, and we need to communicate. So
Yeah.
socialize.
Okay.
All right. The next tips will be communication.
Okay.
Okay. Now, with a lot of information out there, right,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
asking us, there's a lot of fake news and real
Yeah.
news. Sometimes you don't know which one.
Right.
And there's a lot of disturbing images and
Yes.
disturbing statements,
Right.
videos, which is
Right.
not suitable for younger kids.
Right. Yes.
All right. So, as an adult, whether you are a grandparent, you are a parent, or you are adult sibling, please refrain yourself from showing those images, those negative video to the younger kids.
Okay.
All right, because they doesn't know how to react.
Okay.
It's like monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
They see what you do, and then
Mm-hmm.
they will follow. Okay,
Okay.
even though it's not from them, but
Right.
they observe and then they will do.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's important to have a positive communication. All right. Be aware of your surrounding. Make sure they are around you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
know being at home can be a struggle. I'm going through it. It's like I can go
Yeah.
nuts.
Right.
Have to do
I
this, and
bet.
then
I bet.
when you're doing, when you're doing work, then you look, oh, that place need to be clean, and then what you're doing,
Right.
and then
Yes.
that place
Yes.
need to
Yes.
be
Yes.
clean. So be aware of your surrounding.
Right.
Make sure that when you communicate with adult in a positive manner.
Right.
Okay. And now a lot of issues will arise. Okay. For instead, sibling bullying, spouse
Okay.
bullying. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So we need to be aware how we communicate with our spouse, how
Mm-hmm.
we communicate with our elderly, because
Right.
most of the time we are out.
Yes.
We
Yes.
go out
Yes.
and
True.
then we do
That's
our
a new
work and then we come
situation.
back.
Yes.
Yes. So for elderly, for a
Mm.
grandparents, to be with you and your
Mm-hmm.
kids,
Yeah.
it's challenging for them,
Oh yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
especially for those who are older, if you
Yeah.
are at your laptop, they be thinking you are playing games. It's not work, because for
Yeah.
them,
Yeah. True.
work means you go outside, you do work, and then when you
Yes.
finish, you come back. So we
Very
need
much.
to educate them in the way we speak to them. Our tone, our language, our body language is very important. So be mindful, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
observe all this non-verbal body language. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Then sleep. Sleep is
Sleep.
very important. Yeah. So
Okay.
people think, okay, I have this MCO, I can wake up late. No, 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 no.
Right.
You still need to wake up early.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I'm seeing some people do this. Waking
Right.
up later than normal. Yeah. I
Yes.
suppose it's
Yes.
because of staying at home, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That emotion, that feeling like, oh, I can wake up late. It's my time. My meeting starts at 10. I can wake up at
Yeah.
9 and all this stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why you need to rise early and sleep early? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm.
best, if you can sleep by 10 or 11 p.m.,
Right.
Put aside your social media, put aside your phone, put aside your gadget, because
Right.
you will still receive information.
Right.
Okay, it can be good for you, it can be harmful to you
Right.
on how you articulate those information.
Right.
So if you sleep early, you put the gadget aside, and then you
Mm-hmm.
wake up early and get enough sun. Okay,
Mm.
sunlight is very important. Okay,
Ah.
I've been reading about getting enough sun, and the
Right.
best is to get it behind at your neck area.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so don't put your face right. Yeah, you don't put your face right exactly in the sunlight. Then you get tan, and then for
Okay.
ladies you'll be worried about pigmentation and all. So
Yes.
it's
Then
always
more
good to
stress.
get it behind. Yeah, then more stress, right? So you just put it behind. Stand like 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Let the sun touches your skin, and then
Okay.
you can do whatever while standing there.
Mm-hmm.
You can take a deep breath.
Okay.
Okay, it's a 7 steps. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You inhale 5 times,
Right.
and then you hold for 2, and then you let go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
Mm.
for 5 minutes, if you can just do that, it helps a lot. You got what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, yeah. That's important. Yeah. So enough
Okay.
sunlight, get
Right.
enough sleep.
Sleep.
Put your gadget away after 10, 11 p.m. All right,
Yeah.
because it really, really helps you.
Yeah. The time can just run.
Yes.
Sometimes we have all the time now with the Netflix and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The time can just run. And today morning I just put a post. Yeah, it's Wednesday today. Just to remind ourselves, and there are tons of everyone's feeling the same. We are losing track of time.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I think we have gone more than 5 tips. So,
Okay.
another one that I like to share is exercise.
Right.
Okay, take
Okay.
this opportunity to exercise.
Right.
You can Google, you can YouTube basic, simple exercise. All
Right.
right, a minimum of 15 minutes if
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
While you are sitting down watching TV, or doing house chores, you can do
Right.
a simple exercise, and that's important because
Right.
we um, the way we are structured, human structure, is to move. That is why
Mm.
we have all the joints, right?
Right.
So the joint is for you to move. So if you just sit not doing anything, you will
Mm.
create more harm. So
Mm.
move yourself. If you need to walk around the house, you need to
Right.
go up and down, do it.
Right.
As
Right.
long as you move, you exercise. All
Right.
right. What? Restricted movement, only don't go out, okay? But you still
Yeah.
can move in the house.
Paham. Paham. Boleh.
Faham,
Boleh.
ah?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Okay. Other things that you can do while you are
Yeah.
okay. So when you are going through all this negative self-talk inside,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Because there's a lot of individual who have fear that they might lose job,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. It's a big
or
one.
yeah, finance especially, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
pay cut and those daily wages.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure how to say this, but
Yeah.
it's easier to say than to do.
Yes.
Okay, but
Yeah.
remember your self-worth.
Mm.
Okay, that's very, very important. Remember
Mm.
your self-worth,
Mm.
because when you appreciate, when you know your self-worth, okay,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what crisis comes to you, given to you, or obstacle you have to go through,
Mm.
you
Mm.
will manage it better, because
Mm.
we have this.
Right.
We can do so many things that is different. We are a creative individual.
Right. Right.
No
Right.
matter which spectrum you are
Right.
a creative individual. So
Right.
remember your self-worth. It's very important. At the same
Mm.
time, learn new skill. You see, you
Mm.
don't need to be an expert in one area,
Okay.
okay? But
Mm-hmm.
you need to understand things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you are a doctor, you need to specialize, or you're a lawyer, you need to specialize and all that, those professional. But for those, even for myself, yes, I'm a licensed counselor, but at the same time I learn a lot of things by myself, through webinars,
Right.
e-learning, communicating, reading, it's very important. And through there, you will link. Why I
Right.
say this, anything that you read and you view,
Mm-hmm.
now when we communicate, we have a perspective. Then
Yes.
tomorrow, if we revisit this video, it
Right.
will be another perspective. It
Yeah.
changes. So
Yep.
when it changed, then you will understand, okay, I think this is what it meant. This is what my self-worth. This is how I can get things better. You know,
Mm-hmm.
remember your self-worth.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a good point you raise. Self worth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people are just like people can get down, especially after a downtime or after you just lost a job, you
Yeah.
know, and then or you're going to lose a job, right? Or your business is looking very bleak and you don't know how to cope up, how you can cope up. I,
Yeah.
I know there's no one answer for this,
No.
but what can they do to start feeling a little better about their self-worth?
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
What you can do is have a journal.
Okay.
All right. So write down things that you like and write down
Mm-hmm.
things that you don't like.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What I ask most of my participants to do is this question: Who am I? It's a simple
Who
question.
am I? Okay.
Yeah, who am I? All right. It's
Mm.
a simple question,
Right.
but it's very difficult.
Mm.
It's very difficult. During my counseling years, during my studies, right? So we have
Yeah.
this question, who am I? So we always put in like, oh, I'm a daughter-in-law, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm
Right.
a staff or something like that.
Right.
But it's all based on roles and position. It does not
Yes.
define you, you know?
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's easy. Okay, what do I do? Oh, I'm a licensed counselor.
Right.
But
Yeah.
deep inside, there's a lot of things that it's not being surfaced because we have been compressed. Our all our ability has been like locked down, and we are just on the surface where okay, this is my role. I need to do. It's like auto. We are
Right.
function on the auto movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the question is easy. Who am I? But the answer
Mm-hmm.
is very difficult. So take your time to
Mm-hmm.
reflect,
Mm-hmm.
react, and
Right.
reaction. You know, because what
Mm.
you
Very
write,
interesting.
yes, what you write today, okay, now, after
Yeah.
1 hour, you go back to the question, it will be different answer. So keep on writing, and then you see the similarities, you match it and look
Mm-hmm.
at it, and then you evaluate, is this really me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it is not just like I am this job or I'm this business
No,
owner or
it's
I
all
am,
replaceable,
yeah.
right?
Oh, it's all
Position.
replaceable.
Yeah,
Okay.
position, it's all replaceable. Nothing is permanent, but your self-worth, who are you, is important because once you know that, it's easy for you to go and do anything that you want because nothing will
Right.
stop you. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. I think it's very common for people to identify with the job or a title or a father or a
Mm-hmm.
mother or I'm a grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids, I
Yes.
think for kids they are a little bit more fluid, so they don't really like have any identification. So if you ask these kind of questions, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think
Not
you
as
got
much
me
as us,
stumped there
yes.
also. Yeah, so I think an exercise I got to do myself.
Mm.
Okay, okay. So, okay, yeah, you have shared some very good points. Okay, and okay, there's a question from one of our viewers, right?
Okay.
The question is for someone who likes to do things with friends and even have meals with friends, how do you keep sane? Feeling isolated can be really overwhelming. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
interesting.
Okay. Okay. So one thing that I can share is
Mm-hmm.
socialize. virtually.
Okay. Virtually.
Virtually. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
you invite your friends, okay,
Right.
set a date, have your meal, and they have their meal, and then just
Right.
talk and communicate. You create that environment. If you can't be
Right.
there, you create that environment.
Right.
Because I'm a
Okay.
social being also.
Right.
I like to go out, I like to express with
Yeah.
people, and now confined is like, oh my goodness, there's no
Yeah.
face-to-face communication. It's quite a
True. True. True.
challenge.
True.
So what I
True.
do is, yes, have a few friends, all right,
Yeah.
have meal together, so you allocate that time, so you
Mm.
need
Mm.
to tell to those living with you that this is my time, I need this,
Right.
so please, if possible, don't disturb me,
Right.
give me space. And the same thing, you need to give them that space also.
Yeah.
So you are respecting both ways. It's not just I
Right.
need my time, but when you need your time, I don't give it to you, so this can be
Right.
one of it. All right.
Right.
And
Right.
just explore.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, just the other day in another chat we had
Mm-hmm.
in a Zoom conference,
Mm-hmm.
one of the participants, she shared about like that her family, they are all in different places, okay,
Mm-hmm.
different locations geographically. So they are in different countries and all. So like for her mom, she's like sometimes she feels like lonely,
Mm-hmm.
so they have actually this chat like you suggested, each one having their meal and they're having their
Uh-huh.
laptop. So
Yeah.
and then they share and they talk, while having food,
Yes.
together. They're
Yeah.
actually having food together versus like, you are alone. And I
Yeah.
suppose food is a good connector.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. You create the environment that you want.
Yeah.
Try
Yes.
something different. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, another one, right, is here. Another
Mm-hmm.
question is, why is mental health still a stigma,
Mm-hmm.
and why people don't seek help? Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a very good question also.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I've been, going out, creating awareness, giving talks about mental health.
Right.
Why is still a stigma? Because we have yet to accept that mental illness or mental health challenges is not something that is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That
Okay.
is one.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, we are in the culture where we are in the environment where we are so into our culture. So if
Mm.
anything happen, we go and meet the shaman, the priest, the
Yes.
bomo, and all that. So that's our
Yep.
first, because of our faith and our religion have brought
Yes.
us up in that
Right.
environment. All
Okay.
right.
Okay. Okay.
All these like pantang larang, what you can
Yes.
do, what you cannot do. So we are still in that mode.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thirdly, you see, our parents, they are not aware. Okay, not really aware. They are not educated in
Mm-hmm.
mental health.
Okay.
No one talk about emotion in school. No one being
Okay.
taught about emotions in school. You
Right.
know,
Right.
so they don't know that. Okay, when someone feel depressed, they just want to sleep. They want to stay.
Yes.
There's something wrong. For them, it's you're lazy. Come out, do work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they are not educated. They are not being educated about mental health, and
Right.
and it goes to their parents. So
Right.
when it comes to us,
Right.
we are not even educated in mental health, right?
Yes.
Only lately is being out. So it will
Yes.
take some time. Okay, people
Right.
always say that, oh, okay, you are fine, nothing wrong with you. But actually,
Yeah.
it's not. Okay, I'm gonna ask this question. So
Yeah.
I want you guys to answer.
Yeah.
Okay, if if you fall down and you
Yeah.
break your arm, who do you
Right.
go to?
A doctor.
Good, right?
Mm.
All right. So when you're broken inside, who do you go
Right.
to?
First of all, I think a lot of us won't even know we are broken inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So what I'm trying to say is, if you
Yeah.
broke an arm, you go and
Right.
see a
A
doctor,
doctor. Yeah. It's
right?
it's
So when you go and see a
straightforward lah.
doctor, yes, it's physical. I can see it, therefore it's valid and it's there, so I treat it.
Yeah.
But if I keep on isolate myself, I keep on
Yeah.
want to be alone. I don't want to mix with people. So
Right.
people tend to tell you, antisocial, introvert, doesn't want to mix with people and all that stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And they said, um, you must pray, you need to look at things and all.
Yeah.
But there's it only a certain level. After that, you
Yeah.
need to go and seek professional help.
Mm.
Another thing that I would like to share with everyone: don't ever use religion,
Right.
you know, because
Right.
you don't say that, oh, you're not praying, therefore you have this
Yeah.
mental illness. You know, you're not doing
Mm.
the proper culture way, therefore you get this.
Right.
Because
Right.
the
Right. Right.
moment you say that, you are
Yeah.
imposing power and make, you know, it gives you like, I know better than you,
Right.
I'm more sane than you. No,
Mm.
you
Mm.
can assist them,
Right.
all right? Like, let's go, let's pray together. No, let's do stuff together.
Yeah.
But don't say that you're not doing this, you're not doing this, therefore you're getting
Mm.
this illness. We don't do that.
And they feel worse about themselves after that.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
So I'm in this group where this individual talk about in this mental illness group, yeah. So
Yeah.
this individual talk about the challenges that she's going, and
Yeah.
someone put up a post about this religious statement.
Right.
Immediately, this individual who was venting out
Yeah.
go out from the group. So you see, sometimes you do it in the right intention, but
Yeah.
doesn't bring good. It bring more harm.
Right.
So you need
Right.
to understand that. Yeah.
Right. Right. And sometimes they just need to vent out a little bit, right? Just to share their
Yeah.
feelings,
Yes. Yes.
and then just hear them out. And then sometimes it works out well, or at least it calms people down enough to, think a little bit more rationally, lah, I suppose.
Yeah. That is why the 3-second pause is important and nothing
Right.
personal is important.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the nothing personal thing is quite interesting because, like,
Yeah.
we can react very fast when someone says something,
Yes.
both in both ways. Even you laugh or you can cry or get angry. You
Yes.
can react very fast. But if you do this in the 3 seconds or perhaps even longer, you can
Oh,
see
if you
yourself,
take
right?
if you take longer seconds,
Yeah.
then your mind start talking even more.
Again, so the
Yes.
three
So no,
seconds is,
three
it should
seconds
be
is just
enough.
enough. Yeah, it should be
Ah,
enough.
okay, okay.
Don't go more. Then you start to think more, and then you will analyze more, and then you will evaluate more. Then it end of the day is nothing.
As long it doesn't take 24 hours lah before replying,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now, another question,
Mhm.
is how to educate people on mental health. This is very interesting, by Anand, and especially to people who are older and come from a different generation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. So let me just start with this. Yeah.
Okay.
To Anand and to all of you.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your personal perspective on mental health?
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Because if you can educate to
Mm-hmm.
people on mental health, but if you yourself don't believe, and
Mm-hmm.
if you yourself don't practice, then there's no point, because people can see whether you are an advocate of mental health or you are not. You're just saying it. All right.
Right.
That is one. So
Okay. Right.
look deeper and your own perspective on mental health.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The second one, especially people who are elderly. Okay.
Right.
So you see, when elderly, it's difficult for them to change. Okay,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
difficult for them to change because they have their mind has set so long into this routine and this belief. For you to change it is very difficult. So
Yeah.
what you
True.
can do is you change your own approach,
Mm.
strategize it differently. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
your action needs to be different, because
Mm-hmm.
when they see and they observe,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's easier for them to adapt.
Right.
uh, like most of the talk that I go and I share about mental health and all that, people ask, how do we educate people? How do we educate people? You need to look deeper. Okay,
Mm.
your perspective on mental health, and
Right.
how can you assist later on. Okay,
Okay.
we are not
Okay.
here to change people. Public always say that, okay, counseling is about telling you what to do. You
Right.
must do this, you must do that. No, it's about guiding.
Right.
We don't give you the answer because you have the answer.
Mm.
you know the answer coming from a therapist, the question coming from therapist will be different than question coming from your friend, because
Right.
if coming from a friend, there's an emotion attachment.
Yes.
Coming from
True.
a therapist, a professional, it's
Right.
different attachment,
Right.
towards your well-being. Your
Right.
friend will say yes, yes this, yes that, and will support you, which is
Yeah.
good, but
Right.
sometimes it will
Mm.
lead to negative,
Right.
action,
Right.
emotion, and thoughts. So coming
Mm.
from a therapist, it will lead
Mm.
you to, you know, you will go through a roller coaster emotion. You will cry, you will
Mm.
feel so sad, and those emotions are valid. You got what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
Very interesting. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if there are any other questions. How do people come out of their shells and be open to others on what they are going through right now? Because yeah, that's a good question actually. The question
Okay.
is because sometimes people don't really share, or sometimes they
Yeah.
don't want to share anything, what's going on. How do they first of all know that they're having uh, you know mental stress,
Mm-hmm.
and how can they come out of their shells and be
Okay.
open to others?
Okay. Okay. Firstly, you
Mhm.
need to understand who can you trust and
Mhm.
who can you communicate.
Okay.
That's very important, right?
All right. All
Okay.
right.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I forget
Mhm.
what's the percentage, but it's more than 60% of people who go through mental health challenges will lose
Right.
friends.
We lose friends.
Yeah, more than 60% will lose friends.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. So, therefore, when you want to come out from your shell,
Mm-hmm.
the best way for you to vent out, for you to go through a journey, a therapeutic journey, is with mental health practitioner.
Right.
Then we have befrienders, Talian Kase, Sneham, Buddhist Association,
Right.
telecounseling. So you go through that first, because
Right.
for you to just open up and say everything, that
Right.
person might not be prepared to
Right.
listen, or they don't know how to react and respond.
Right. Right.
And you have an expectation. That means if I
Okay.
share this to you,
Right.
there will be expectation.
Right.
Okay, and we don't know what's the response from that party, from a friend or a family. So the
Okay.
best way is to reach out. All right, that's another tagline. No, speak out,
Okay.
reach out, speak out. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
uh, reach out to all these telecounseling
Okay.
uh, out there,
Right.
practitioner that can assist you. And then when you are ready,
Right.
and then you can share with your friends, with your family. So that's a better approach than you just tell them with an expectation, and you don't know how would they react and respond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Interesting. So that means you're saying that it's good to have help
Mm-hmm.
from, for example, telecounseling,
Yes.
right? So some of the associations you mentioned just now was like SNEHA,
Sneham.
SNEHA,
Yeah. Sneham is for Tamil speaking.
right? Okay, SNEHAM,
Befriend.
SN,
Yeah. Yes. SNEHAM. And then you
okay,
have befrienders. They are doing an awesome job also.
okay,
Then you have Buddhist association. So if you are
right,
in Mandarin speaking, Hokkien,
right,
Cantonese, and all that, you can. They also have in English and Bahasa. All right.
right,
You
right.
have PKL tele counseling. Then you have Talia Noor.
Talian Noor, yeah, it's another
Yeah.
one, famous one,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So you can reach out. You can Google all these uh, sites. To
Right,
seek tele counseling. That's out there.
right,
Yeah.
right. Very
So
interesting.
want to come up from your shell, seek out to professional first
Right,
before you are strong enough and ready to share this with your friends, your colleague, or
right,
with anyone close to you.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to add in a little bit from there, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
you call someone in this area, right? Just because sometimes people might be even afraid to call them,
Yeah.
these professional counselors. What can they expect when they call in to a counselor? Example like Sneham or Talian No. right?
Okay.
When they call in, how do they get started, and how do they share their problems?
Okay. So first and foremost, it's always PNC.
Okay,
Confidentiality is the utmost. Okay.
all right,
And if you don't want to tell your real name, it's fine. You can
okay,
just create a name or being anonymous and all.
all right,
All
okay,
right. So you can just start a conversation saying, expressing to them how you feel, what's your
mm-hmm.
emotion, what's running in
Right,
your mind. And the question that they ask,
mm-hmm.
it will provoke you to give more answers, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and towards that journey.
Okay,
So it all depends on individual. Some of them
right,
find it, okay, I don't want to waste my time. So you
right,
need time. Some of them
right,
feel that they can connect immediately.
right,
Some of them feel that, okay, they cannot relate or build that relationship to that
yeah,
caller. But there's also
right,
few other helpers will be there. You know,
okay, okay.
yeah. So
So that
you
means
need,
if you don't connect with A, then you could also connect with B or C,
yes,
and they will guide
yes,
you along the process, lah.
yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Mm-mm.
okay. Awesome, awesome. So that means you will be guided along when you call in to any one of these lines.
Yeah, so they have different approach. So it depends, based on their SOP, how they're gonna run it, what therapy style they are using. So it's based on individual, association,
Right,
or telecounseling
right,
center.
right. Yeah, awesome. Today morning I was just having another chat
Mm-hmm.
with Soo Hoo,
Yeah.
trainer
Yes.
from
Yes.
MedTech, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you know
Yeah.
him, right?
Right. Yeah.
So he was sharing about the initiative by MedTech, the group, their MedTech group. They're
Yeah.
actually having a, a call number where the
Mm-hmm.
frontliners out there who are very stressed up and all can call in to get
Yes.
support, to get counseling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was mentioning that they get more than 100 calls a day
Mm-hmm.
on this, and so they are doing some really good work there to support, at least to be someone who can hear them out lah.
Yes. Yes. That's a
Okay,
good initiative. Yes.
yeah, great initiative there by MapTech.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another question.
Mm-hmm.
For someone whose job is on the line due to crisis and the
Mm-hmm.
lack of funds to support your loved ones, how do you overcome such a heavy burden, losing your self-worth and respect?
All right.
Mm.
Yeah. This is quite heavy.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
This is not an easy one. Yeah,
Not an easy one. Okay.
yeah,
So there's a lot of ways that we can do in
right.
terms of going into a journey. So when
Okay.
offhand, if you're gonna ask me this question, I'm just gonna give you a general answer.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
general
yeah,
practice. But
yeah.
you really need to meet and or call this mental health practitioner, this
Yes,
frontliners,
yes.
and they will guide you into a direction where you will see your self-worth, and you will
Mm,
see your
mm.
respect. Okay,
Right,
because if you're
right.
gonna ask me like this, I need to put you
I know.
into a session, and then we need to go in our one-to-one
Yes, yes,
session.
yes.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah,
enough, fair enough. Because this is a very
right?
big question, and
Yes,
and everyone is different, right?
yes,
Every individual has a different situation and
definitely.
all.
Yes, yes. That is so why, as I mentioned earlier, it's
Mm-hmm.
good for you to write down, uh,
Right.
who am I?
Okay.
It's a very, very important question you need to ask yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Easy question, but once you write it down, you look at it, it's
Right.
difficult for you to come up for an answer immediately. All right.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, you write
Mm-hmm.
everything that you write, you see the similarities, and then
Right.
you map it, then
Right.
you check it. All right.
Mm.
Because then you see your self worth. All right. And
Okay.
most importantly, I know it's always easy said than done. I mean, I've gone
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
a lot,
True.
during
Mm.
my counseling era where we are still a student and
Mm.
interns.
Mm.
We've gone through so much until we like, it really helps us to who we are today. All right. And
Mm.
when
Mm.
we talk about respect, always
Mm.
remember, do you respect yourself first?
Mm.
Okay. If you respect yourself,
Right.
and then you will not kowtow or bow down to anything that will influence your value. That's
Right.
important. You
Mm.
know, I know this world is cruel and then there's a lot
Yeah.
of things, but believe me, I've gone through that.
Right.
Okay, I've gone through
Mm.
things, and it really helped. It's not a day or tomorrow you can overcome it. It
Yes.
takes years, but when you practice and practice and practice, it's easier. It takes
Right.
years. It's not a
Right.
month or two. All right. So
Right. Right. Right.
um, to that particular individual, please reach out, you know, call and get yourself connected, so that there's a journey that you can go through. And there's a lot of things that we can see that what you are experiencing right now might be from your development stage.
Right.
You know,
Right.
who
From
we
early
are today.
on.
Yes, who we are today based on our development, our environment, our parents, and our DNA. So we
Right.
have to track. So that's important.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So some initial steps they can take would be, I think, one, as you said, write down who you are,
Yes.
get back your self-worth. That means even with a job or without a job or without money or whatever, first step is get back your self-worth, right?
Yeah.
And counselors can help you to see your self, help you to for you to see your self-worth, right?
Yes. Yes. It's all in
Okay.
you. That is why the journey is very important.
Right, right. Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, if you are going through something, is it important to see someone about it? If you're going through something, probably something difficult, is it important to see someone about it? Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. See someone about it. It's always good to get a third party, uh, what you call that, engagement,
Mm-hmm.
because they look at it from a different perspective. You
Right.
know, if it's coming from a friend, they look
Mm-hmm.
at it differently, because
Right.
it's always based on relationship that you have built over the years.
Right.
All right. So no matter how small, sometimes people think that, oh, this must be a stupid question to ask, or this is
Right.
a stupid emotion to share with people,
Right.
especially to strangers. But
Right.
those emotions are valid.
Ah, valid. Okay.
Valid. So
Right.
if you feel something is not right, something is not going towards what you want uh, it to be, so it's
Okay.
always good to reach out.
Mm.
Yeah. And please, when you reach out, don't give wrong information. Sometimes when we go to doctors, doctor
Yeah.
asks, oh, how long have you have this fever? And you say, oh, only
Yeah.
yesterday. Padahal you got it like 3-4 days
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
All
seen
this
this
wrong
happening. Yeah.
diagnostic. So
Yes.
when
Yes.
you go
Yes.
and reach out, don't
Right.
give wrong information, please,
Say it as it
Yes,
is.
as it is. Okay,
Okay.
because if you give us wrong information,
Right.
then the journey towards betterment and the journey towards improvement
Right.
will not be achieved.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So give accurate information, lah. At least it's
yes,
easier for them to, make the diagnosis, right?
yes. And we understand that sometimes it's difficult for you to
Mm.
say it out immediately,
Yeah.
what you are experiencing and all that. We
Yeah.
understand. So not to
Right.
worry. You
Right.
can take your time. Maybe the first session you don't feel comfortable because you still malu, with all the
Yeah.
stigma, what the counselor or the therapist think about me and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have trained ourselves in a way where we understand all this,
Right.
and good that uh just say what is actually you are feeling, your emotion, your thoughts, your thinking, everything. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, okay, one more question. Okay, we're going to close off soon, but
Okay.
if there are any more last few questions, we'll answer them.
Uh-huh.
What if I don't have friends to reach out when I'm going through something, a stressful
Okay.
situation or what?
Yeah.
What do I, who do I reach out to?
Yes. So that is where we have the telling counseling, the
Right.
befrienders, the sneham, the Buddhist association. Then now you have the map tag,
Yes, yes.
right? Yeah.
MapTech for frontliners only.
Frontliners, and yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're overwhelmed already right now.
Yeah, yeah. It too much. Even like for
Yeah.
us, coming, we already given our names and all that for
Yeah.
Lembaga counselors to have this engagement.
Right,
So
right,
you
right.
can do all this tele-counseling. You can
Yeah.
Google. There's a few that it's online. You just reach out.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the answer for them is reach out again to all
Yes.
this
Yes.
counseling. Maybe later on, probably you can just drop in some of the links. If you can, the names they can Google up themselves, lah. Right? Will that
Boleh,
be
boleh.
okay?
Yes, yes,
Boleh,
yes.
yeah?
Boleh.
Okay. So let's finish up.
Okay.
Okay. So today we have you here. Thanks a lot for sharing. I also like to
My
know,
pleasure.
you have a company, right?
Yes.
So maybe you can share a
Imagine
little
the
bit more of what you do.
Okay.
So for the benefit of everyone here.
Okay. So I'm the founder of Emerging Journey Asia. All
Right.
right. Okay. So we
Okay.
are a talent development company. We look
Okay.
into assessments. We do mental health, uh,
Mm-hmm.
advocate,
Okay.
development, awareness. We also do a lot of team building,
Mm-hmm.
communication, leadership. So in the area of talent development, where we put
Okay.
in psychology inside, we put in a lot
Psychology.
of yes. Sometimes
Okay.
it's just the base. People go in and out, conduct training or give
Yeah.
workshop. But if
Yeah.
you don't inject this,
Right.
then a training will just be another training, right?
Right.
So that's how. Okay, another thing that I would like to share, to let the audience to know is that, okay, you see, no one can see COVID-19 virus, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yet
Interesting.
people
Yep.
still people still being hospitalized, people
Yes.
die,
Yes.
right? And
Yep.
those who have stronger immune, they are the carrier if they have those virus inside of them. So
Yeah.
what I want to share is that the same goes to your mental well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Mm-hmm.
see it, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
why do people have suicidal ideation? Why do people
Mm.
suicide? You know,
Mm.
why
Mm.
do people run amok? Why do
Right.
things happen?
Right.
Anxiety,
Mm.
depression, and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Kan? So we need to
Yes.
understand, even though we don't see it,
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's not there.
Right.
Okay? And I like this metaphor, and I share it to my audience. Always, my
Right.
participant is like, a volcano.
Yes.
When will a volcano erupt?
We don't know.
We don't know,
Right.
right? It can be
Yeah.
10, 20, 100
Yes.
years.
Yeah.
But during those timeline, they
Yep.
will give some signal, correct? There will be
Yes.
smoke coming out or
Yes.
the
Yes. Yes.
movement and all.
Yes.
Same goes
Eruptions,
to
minor
yes,
eruptions. And all.
yes. The same goes to your mental health.
Right.
It's everything inside. You
Yeah.
don't know when you're gonna erupt. All
Yeah.
right. So,
Mm.
but it will give you a certain signal because
Mm-hmm.
there are days where you just don't want to talk to people. You just want to sit down, or someone says something, it will
And
trigger
erupt.
you. Yes, and then you start an argument. So
Yes.
when you have that, it's good to write it down and go deeper.
Right.
And that's where therapists, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists will help and assist you in
Mm.
getting to the core of your issues. Because
Right.
most of the time, whatever you present is just a surface.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. 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 Thanks for sharing so much. And I
Pleasure.
think,
Something that I really like, I sorry, I can go on and on, but
you
we
know,
need to share.
it's good sharing though. It's very good
Thank you
sharing.
so much.
I think full of facts and full of examples. Also, I think if people want to reach you for trainings in this area,
Yes,
can I share your LinkedIn and Facebook
yes.
connections here? Your contact. Let me just change it and add it here. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this is correct.
Yes,
Under Sangeeta Kaur, right?
yes. My
Okay,
name,
got it.
yeah.
So
Yes.
again, thank you very much.
Thank you
It
for having
was
me.
super having you here. It was fun, and I
Yeah.
think we learned a lot of things and some good tips there.
Okay.
Hope to see you again.
Okay, so you have to do this. You have to do
Yes.
reach out, speak
Yeah.
out. Okay, let's do it
Reach
together,
out.
yeah?
How
Okay,
again?
reach out,
Reach out.
speak out.
Speak out.
Okay, let's do it together, yeah? One, two, three.
Right.
Reach
Reach
out,
out
speak out.
and speak out.
Yes.
Am I showing
Okay.
correctly? Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Because you need
Okay.
to communicate.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
All
All
right.
the
Thank you
best
very much.
to all of you. Thank you so much. God
Thank
bless.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.